see how this works this time. Waiting for y'all to get back here. Okay, there we go. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, having that kind of day. Uh, for some reason, I couldn't see um, the schedule on the YouTube for my phone. So I was trying to do it, and apparently it's on there. So it looks like you can't schedule on the computer and then bring it up on your phone, or I did something wrong. Most likely, I did something wrong. But we'll give it a couple minutes. Wait, oh, already got 8 people in here. Let's just roll. Okay, gang. One of these days, I will figure out the whole YouTube going live thing, and it'll be flawless. I nearly promise. So G2E just wrapped up. We're gonna do G2E Q&A, but first we're gonna jump right into our 1K subscriber giveaway, which kind of missed because we're almost at 1,500, and I appreciate every one of you for subscribing and staying with me. So what am I giving away? I'm giving away 10 prizes total. First place prize gets the Gamble a Globe shirt. Okay, this premiered at G2E. And you get a poker chip. I'm gonna do the TikTok thing. Look at that. Ooh, that's nice. Second and third place. Okay. You also get a poker chip and a DraftKings insulated mug, swag from G2E. And then fourth through 10th, get a poker chip. Okay. So how do you win? Easy. For one, you're subscribed. Two, share this video and hit shared, in the comments, say I shared it. So I know you shared it. I do know you shared it anyway, but I want to make sure to have everybody organized in one spot. And you can get extra entries by sharing any other video of mine. So those are extra entries. So that's how you really increase your odds. And make sure you tag shared in each one of those videos as well when you share. So there's our 1K giveaway. I'm gonna have to think fast on 2K, I guess. I don't know what to do exactly yet. So gonna let some questions build up. I'm gonna go over what G2E was for me. Global Gaming Expo was an absolute blast. Had media credentials. I got to go pretty much everywhere I wanted within reason, and I'll get to that as well. So I really enjoyed seeing so many of the machines, so much of the technology that's out there. What I was kind of disappointed in is the lack of innovation in technology. Over at Aristocrat Gaming, they were the rudest people. Um, so you've got media, right? Which generally speaking, you're going to want to make sure that they're seeing your products because they're the ones that are going to push those products out to other people and build interest. Well, they wouldn't let anyone in their booth at all on Tuesday. Like zero. I don't even think they let people on a Wednesday, but I have to ask a couple other people. I got in on Wednesday because I have a media pass. They were, yeah, that's right, Kimmer. They were pretty rude. But I got in there and I had my, media credentials. I'm on the media tour. And the marketing guy is talking about how Fibs, oh my gosh, my brother Fibs down in Costa Rica. Big virtual hug, big virtual bear hug. Uh, so got into the Aristocrat booth. The sales guy, we're right there in the entrance. The sales guy is actually talking, and he says, "We have such huge, innovative new ideas here. You would not believe what we have done to make sure that we are able to show you something new and innovative." And I thought, this is great. This is awesome. I'm here for this. Takes us around, shows us this new innovative game. Any of you that play slots a lot, you know the Buffalo games. Anyone who plays slots a lot, you know Lightning Link games. Their new game, this guy's looking at us seriously, is Buffalo Lightning Link. They've just combined one of their existing popular games with one of their other existing popular games and called it innovative. I don't think these sales and marketing guys understand what innovative means, and I think they should have a dictionary of what innovative means. Quick shout out to Firefly. See, she's here, a great friend. And look at that, I got Jen Chatfield. If you don't check out her show if you like vet shows, she has a really good one. Uh, so when we saw another innovative game, Dollar Storm Lightning Link, they keep doing this with Chica Bonita Lightning Link, Tarzan Lightning Link. I'm like, if you guys can't come out with something new, just say we've taken two of our most popular games and combined them for a really neat game. And I'd completely accept that. Um, the one game I saw that I would say was actually innovative was over at Aruze Gaming, and I'm gonna put that video up a couple of days. They had a rock, paper, scissors video slot machine. I thought that was hilarious. Uh, CC over at Ruse Gaming actually saw my shirt and said, "Hey, I subscribed to your channel. I know you'd like this game." She's like, "Why would I like this game?" She's like, "You always mention Vegas Vacation and those crazy games they had at the casino." I'm like, "I do." Rock, paper, scissors slot machine. Actually a fun game. This is actually a brilliant. They have another one that's a whack-a-mole that I couldn't get a video of that one, but brilliant gaming. 3 buttons, that's all. Everyone knows rock, paper, scissors. You know, it's easy. Look, Michael's already ahead of it. Michael Robinson already got an entry. He's on it. Uh, so the fact that other people have said innovative, and here is an innovative game. Anyone could play this game. Drunk, old, young. Everyone knows rock, paper, scissors. Everyone knows whack-a-mole. That's what I think of when I think of innovative game, something that I have not seen before. And so those games right there, I think are going to be hugely popular. I don't think they're going to stand the test of time. They're not going to be like Top Dollar or Pinball, where they're going to be here after 20 years. But I think they're going to be extremely popular. And you can find that whack-a-mole game and um, uh, rock, paper, scissors. Hey, Thor, thank you for coming. Man, got all the guys from my trading group here. It makes me feel like family. You know, I also do stock trading, and we have a Discord server, and there's a bunch of guys supporting me from that Discord server, and I appreciate every one of them. They're awesome people. Uh, so you're gonna see those games at Circa right now, rock, paper, scissors, and whack-a-mole. It's an alligator whacking game. I do not recommend playing the alligator whacking game, um, mainly because every time you hit the button, you're being charged a spin. So let's say you're betting 250, 250, $5, 750, $10. And that's the game. It is a brilliant from a design standpoint to get people to play. Remember that whole casino psychology, player psychology. My point of view is bam, 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 bam. And had a question. Okay, let's say Kyle's not gonna be able to watch. We're gonna take a second here. Gets a question. Um, what happened with Aristocrat? What channels were involved? Thank you. So I don't know all the channels that were involved, but essentially, Aristocrat, Konami. Konami actually said ahead of time that they weren't allowing filming in their booth. But most of the booths were very much not for filming. Later on, I found out why this is, but Aristocrat essentially was turning people away, wouldn't even let you in the booth. IGT definitely didn't want filming there from their salespeople. So now here's what I found out later on. I found this out on Tuesday evening or Wednesday evening, so 2/3 of the conference in, um, that the salespeople didn't want anyone there who wasn't interested in buying. So they're looking for casinos. They're looking for um, gaming establishments that buy their games. The game developers, the nerds in the corner, they wanted all the channels there. They're the ones that we should have been talking to because they were excited to have us show their games and debut their games. So now I know that for next time. I think this is really just a huge gap between sales and game design slash marketing. The salespeople don't want anybody seeing anything. Over at Aristocrat, they have a new game. They have NFL slot machines that you can customize to your favorite team. I'm like, this is awesome. I can't wait to show people this. We can't show anybody that. Don't think you understand how Buzz works. So next year, I plan to be a little more prepared going in, and I plan to make sure of things like when someone says they don't allow recording, I need to make sure I talk to the right people, the game designers, the marketing people, and stay away from the salespeople who are pretty much all over the floor. Um, exactly. You'd think that's right, Tammy. You'd think, in my opinion, and pretty much every slot channel there, plus the game creators we talked to, were very much, please share our game, please record, get all that. So you had to have essentially one of them holding your hand in order to record or anything. And that's what CC did for me over at Aruze. She actually walked me through the game, and I was able to record that. I did get some pretty cool table games. Put that one up about blackjack already. I thought that was a really neat game, really cool from a player's perspective and a casino's perspective. We all know those extra bonus bets are sucker bets, but I gotta say, I'm not a huge blackjack player. I understand their sucker bets. I was still hitting it. I was As soon as I saw an ace up for the dealer, which is one of the best cards a dealer could pull, I bet on the bonus instinctively, like bet. And then I thought, wait a minute, that's a horrible card for me. And you have most likely a chance of winning and beating my blackjack hand. But I kept thinking, oh, I could win this $5 bet on this bonus. Well, I ended up not winning that bet. I won a couple, but you could definitely see the house edge on that is pretty high. It's actually in that 12% range. Um, Another good game I have coming out, I've got a video of it coming out soon, is a dealerless, cardless, chipless poker table. It is an automated poker table about the size of a coffee table, fully digital. You don't need a dealer, no chips. You're, basically putting in cash and kind of like a slot machine, and it's digital. Um, your cards, you actually see your cards by putting your hand over it, and it lifts your cards up to see them. Really cool idea. This does Omaha, it does Texas Hold'em. You can do other games. That's pretty much the two they have right now. They're working on some others. They do pot limit, no limit, everything. One thing I didn't like, and you'll see my video, is you can actually play blackjack while you're playing poker. Not a fan of that. If you sat at a poker table for any amount of time, when someone's distracted, it just slows the game down. But you can actually play blackjack while you're playing there, and it's a digital game. These are popular on cruise ships, obviously, because of the space saving. I do see them become more popular in casinos because they are smaller. They don't require dealers. The game can move pretty fast. So um, let's see how that happens. I'm interested to see if they actually go forward. Yeah, Bob, it happens when you stumble into stuff. What are some of the best casinos that will allow you to film there? So casinos, I didn't have any problem in casinos. Um, Actually, on what day was that? Monday, I was filming for here's my favorite slot machines, and um, a security guard said, "Hey, you can't film." And I was like, "I've filmed at MGM Grand many, many times. Can you please check with your supervisor on current policy?" And he's like, "Well, I'm telling you, you can't film." I said, "Okay, no problem. I understand." He came back to me 5 minutes later and said, "I apologize. I talked to my supervisor. I had the old training. It hasn't gotten down to me yet. But yeah, recording is fine as long as you're just doing your machine. You're not panning around or anything." Um, that goes for MGM properties. Venetian apparently is pretty cool. You do need to contact their marketing staff to get permission, though. The one thing that I think is common between all these casinos is no professional equipment. They want you with a phone. Some say no tripod, but I think what they mean is no big tripods. So I use a little stick tripod, and it works great, and it's kind of out of the way. Um, so stick to MGM properties, Venetian, Cosmopolitan. I have the least amount of luck recording at any Caesars property. They are pretty strict on that. I'm not sure why. I hope that policy changes as well. Let's see who's so. Oh, thanks. I did a great job with lives. I screwed up every live there because of the the service was so bad. I switched and over, kept trying, but way that works. Um, Anybody else had a question I missed? Let me go back up here real quick. All right, it doesn't look like that. So if you have any questions, let me know. Um, would I recommend the G2E for someone else? Absolutely. If you were just wanting to go all right, Fibs, I understand, I'm looking pretty good. Inside joke there with our trading people. Um, so if you wanted to go to G2E, it's just the cost of a ticket. You can buy the Expo Pass. It's $200, up to 299 depending on when you do it. So I do recommend going. Just don't expect a lot of warm fuzzy from the people. Okay, so Tammy asked, what was it like to meet all the other creators? So we had a meet and greet there as well. 22 channels total. That was the best part of the trip for me. Meeting everybody, meeting people I've been fans of for years, talking with people. Not Brantley, I've never actually met him in person, talked to him on the phone. Um, NJ Slot Guy, I got to hang out all day long with old school slots. Him and I pretty much hung out all day Monday, showing him where all my favorite old school machines are on the strip. We hung out pretty much all day Tuesday at the expo, and afterwards we got a lot of content together. Just had a great time. He was a fun guy, just really great. Got to talk with John, NJ Slot Guy, quite a bit. Stacy, who I've already knew and met, but also Slot Hopper. I mean, just so many slot channels. It was great. I'd never met Debbie Love Slots in person. Never met Firehouse Slots, Lucky Dog Slots. Great group of people. Uh, two great guys. Just loving life kind of thing. Um, Purple and Gold Slots. Love talking to Jeremy. I just had a great time all together talking with everybody. I met several new channels just at the expo. It was really cool. I actually met call attendant slots. Nez over there, him and I were both on the media tour, talked a lot. It was a lot of fun. Um, I'm definitely going back next year. I've already booked my room. Same weekend at the Venetian again. I'm just going to start now on planning things. I'm going to set up these meetings that other people had set up. I'm going to set up these tours that I just said, oh, I don't have time for that, which I didn't have time. It was chaos Monday through Thursday, absolute chaos. Just go, go, go. So next time, let's see here. Michael, I probably won't do a group poll anytime soon. I'm not an over fan of them. A lot of people like group polls. Maybe if I did one, it would probably be with some other slot channels. We actually did one with Slot Hopper while we were there. It was her group poll, and she had a bunch of people, and that's coming up on her video pretty soon. You can see me in the background waving. I'm not going to give anything else away. I like being in group polls with friends. I don't know if I'd like to um, do one myself, have that organization go on. Roger, no D Lucky. I did not see D Lucky. I kept trying to find him. Um, I was doing the best I could between Aria, Bellagio, Cosmo. I think those are the main places he bounces back and forth through. I think he also does Caesars, but I didn't get a chance to go through Caesars a whole bunch. But no, I did not see D Lucky. I really wanted to, and I wanted to do some video recording of my own, and didn't work out. Maybe next time. We'll see. Let's see here. What else? Did I miss anything? Oh, Bob, you got answered there by Tammy. Appreciate that, Lorenzo. Appreciate that. On 1,000 subscribers, it kind of happened so fast, and it was like, wow, we're over 1,000, and now almost at 1,500. So it's kind of like, wow, this has gotten crazy. Uh, Anyone who loves Vegas, you got to make sure to check out my video I did just recently. It was a walkthrough on my favorite slot machines. I've got one coming up of what to do when you run out of money too. So I've got you guys covered on both ends: how to gamble and what to do when you run out of money. Showing you some of my favorite places throughout Vegas, throughout the Strip, to go when you don't have any money. Like, it's free. There's a lot of free stuff to see, and it's a lot of fun. And Kimmer shared on Facebook. Thank you, Kimmer. Appreciate that. I do have a Facebook that apparently I need to redo after talking with everyone at the expo, or all the slot channels. Apparently, what I did was I linked all my videos to YouTube onto Facebook, and you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to upload your videos onto Facebook. And so Facebook apparently shadow bans you if you have all these links back to YouTube because they're a different company. Going to work on that. That's Gamble the Globe as well. Working on Instagram, but I know everyone's like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that. Right now, all I got time for is TikTok and YouTube, so that's pretty much it. Hey, Danny, appreciate you coming by. Look at this, I got so many. Lord Zoltan is my screen name over on all my Discord, so that's what everybody's saying Zolty. Let's see here. The ATM machine is where I go. Roger, I cannot tell you how many times I saw people go to the ATM machine, and um, I do very much. I'm a very much against um, ATM machines. I say leave your debit card at home. Don't bring it. There's Lucky Dog. I just mentioned you, Lucky Dog. Uh, leave your debit card at home. Leave it in the hotel room. Do not go to the ATM machine. You're looking at 22%, $22 for a transaction fee in most of these casinos to pull money out. So just bring your budget, bring your daily budget with you when you go out. Leave the rest of your budget in your hotel room in the safe, and then pull out your next daily budget. I actually did really good on this trip. I set myself a daily budget. I broke everything down into a quarter of what I bought, so one quarter each day, and I actually did well. I didn't need to dip back into my other daily budgets. I did really well, so I was able to stick to that budget. And again, when you are out of money, you're done. You're gonna go see some of the free stuff I'm gonna show. There's a lot to do in Vegas. You don't need to gamble the whole time, you know? Just remember that budget, stick within that budget. Let's see what else I miss. Okay, Bob Loud, I've heard they rig slots and more. Do you ever have a hard time while you're out playing, or is it just a toss up? So, Bob, they don't intentionally rig slots. Slot machines are very standardized as far as win percentages go. They'll go up and down, and you can see that over on Cowboy slots and home slots. They give a lot of information on how slot machines are designed. They're set at a win percentage. Let's say 93% is what the win percentage is set at, and that's what it's going to pay out over the life of it. So you have a lot of time ups and down dips in that range. And so Phibbs likes to go to the Mustang Ranch without of money. I mean, that's gonna cost you a lot, that's for sure. You look up on a documentary about that, they're expensive. But Bob, no, the slots aren't rigged. They just run through cycles of hot and cold based on payouts. So you can have a machine that pays out over and over and over again, and then stops, and then it's in a lull, and it pays out null, pays out low. It's all in the random number generator. It's when you hit that button to stop it, whether you win or lose. So machines aren't changed odds. It's actually very difficult to change odds on a machine, and you can go over cowboy slots and home slots to find that out. It's very difficult to change odds on the fly. You can't do it. You have to actually go to that machine specifically and do that. There's paperwork involved. Um, it's not just one person can go and do it. It's complicated. Let's see here. Gonna read the next one. Yep, so I had lots of white Ukrainians. I did. It was it's like a meal almost. It's like a meal slash a drink. Um, there's a really nice one. Where was that at? It was either Bellagio. Oh no, it was at MGM Grand. Thing was this big. I mean, it was one of the best White Russians I've ever had. White Ukrainians ever have. They have older male bunnies there. No, Tammy, Mustang Ranch does not have male bunnies, um, but there are some that do. There are several brothels outside of Las Vegas that do. Also, keep in mind when you do go to Vegas, Clark County, Las Vegas, the county is no to prostitution. They do not allow legal prostitution there. You have to go outside of Clark County. So just make sure you're aware of that. Prostitution is illegal in Las Vegas. It is legal in certain counties in the state of Nevada. Make sure you do your research on that before you go. Okay, let's see what Thor has a question here. Other than the older pull machines, random number generated results, like the new push button machines, is there any difference? No, they pretty much all work on a random number generator. Um, all the machines you would see in a casino today are random number generator. If you go back to the 1950s, before random number generator, 60s and all that, they worked on gears that would do a random sequence. You can find that out at Home Slots channel, but all the modern slot machines you see today in a casino, they're all run by random number generators, whether the same software or not, but they're pretty much all the same. Hit the button to stop. Not to go crazy complicated, but 0 you lose, 1 you win. ones and zeros. That's all it is. And it's just how when you hit that button, when it stops. Yeah, Kimmer, I agree. I'd rather gamble than hit the ranch too, although you're guaranteed of getting lucky at the ranch, right? Uh, and if you guys want a video on the Mustang Ranch or the Bunny Ranch or whatever, let me know. I've actually watched several documentaries on the film. There used to be a series on HBO about it. Uh, a lot of interesting info. Not cheap because it's legal. It's you're looking at $2,000 to $4,000. So not cheap at all. Uh, but I can understand the appeal being legal rather than being illegal, especially rather than taking trips to a foreign country and all that, working in those dangers. Yes, Danny, you ever try counting cards at blackjack table? Yes. Whenever I do play blackjack, I do count. Counting cards is not illegal. Actually, I've got a video plan for that. So counting cards is not illegal. It is frowned upon. So if you are counting cards and you do the ultimate blunder in counting cards, change your bet up. So when I count cards, it is so I have a rough estimate in my head of do I hit or do I stay? I don't change my bets up based on the count. So if I'm at a +7, I actually don't change my bet. My bet's still the same. Whatever point in my betting progression, starting out at whatever the table minimum is, and move up every win. When you lose, you reset. That's the basic gambling strategy. I don't play a lot of blackjack, but that is my blackjack strategy. Is I start out the table minimum, let's say it's $10. For every win, I increase that the next minimum. So $10, I'll increase to 15, 20, 25. Lose, back down to 10. And again, counting cards is not illegal. If you do it where you are counting cards and you all of a sudden are betting $5, $10, whatever, and you increase your bet to 1,000, yeah, they're gonna kick you out. So you're not gonna get your legs broken anymore. Maybe there's some casinos you still do, but you're not gonna get your legs broken. You're gonna get written in a book, and you're not gonna be allowed back. They're going to throw you out forever. You'll be banned in all properties. So MGM, you wouldn't be able to go to any MGM property, and everyone else is gonna start getting information from that too. So do that on your own. If that is something you're wanting to do, counting cards, be smart about it, learn about what those odds and be aware of the consequences, which is being banned for the rest of your life. Okay, so we got a couple of those. Do you bet on sports? Yes, I do bet on sports. I generally bet on only two things in sports: Texas A&M winning the national championship, which hasn't happened yet, but I'll also bet on someone winning the Super Bowl just so I have something action to watch. Put a $20 bet on Green Bay to win the Super Bowl just to see and have some action going. You know what it's like, Gordy. You just have a little action, makes the game interesting. Hit the button like 3 times. Yeah, yeah, Thor. When you hit the button 3 times, if you can get a win out of 1 and 3, you're really good. Oh, and Fibs did ask about a video on the subject. I can do that. I'm sure I can do that. Let's see if we have another question here. So what's a good budget to start with, from Bob? Okay. So what's a good budget to start with if you're trying to get into gambling? So Bob, the best thing I can suggest to you is fix a dollar amount that you're comfortable losing. Whatever that dollar amount it is, it doesn't have to be a lot. If you're comfortable losing $500 in a weekend, whatever amount of time is, then that is your budget. And what I mean by comfortable is that money isn't for groceries. That's not for rent. It's not gonna, you losing that money isn't gonna put you out in some way where you're not gonna have gas for your car, your kids aren't gonna get fed, things like that. And I realize these sound like common sense things, but for some people, they are not common sense things. So take the budget that you're willing to lose. Divide that budget by each day you're gonna be there. So again, if you're gonna be in Vegas for 4 days, you have $500, divide that to $125 a day. When I first started gambling when I was 21, I would have $100 for the whole trip. So it didn't matter how many days I was there for, it was $100 flat. And that included my food. I used to eat horrible in Vegas, and you still can eat cheap. Um, Next trip, I might do a little bit on how to eat cheap and basically eat like a raccoon in Vegas. But um, go with the budget that you can afford to lose. Play at the denomination you can afford and you feel comfortable at. And here's a really great way, um, and I'm going to use a stock reference there for my trading friends. So we have a thing when trading. If you have done a trade and you don't feel comfortable, you have traded you've over traded. So you need to knock that down a notch. And the same thing goes with gambling. If you're playing at a limit that gives you anxiety or you feel that that's too high, you need to go down. And you'll see me play. I play $10 limit pretty much on slot machines. That's where I feel comfortable. Funny enough is on table games, roulette and other games, I play a lot higher because that's where I feel comfortable in those games. Generally speaking, it takes a little bit longer to lose your money at roulette than it does slots. See if someone else had another question. Okay, are the odds better playing 2, 3, or max bet on Top Draw Pinball? So Lotto Vegas, the odds are the same no matter what denomination you play. However, on Top Dollar, if you want the bonus, you have to do max bet. If you bet 1 credit, if it's a 2 credit machine, you bet 1 credit, and the bonus comes up, you don't get it. So keep that in mind. On pinball, it's a structure to where you can bet 1 credit and you get 1 spin. On a 2 credit machine, you bet 2 credits, you get 4 spins. And the 3 credit machine, you bet 1 credit, you get 2 spins. You bet 2 credits, you get 3 spins. And you bet 3 credits, you get 5 spins. I believe that's right. Doing from memory. Um, but on those bonus games, a lot of times you have to bet max in order to qualify for that bonus. So always pay attention with the pay line. That's a huge one. Okay. Do they do naked Tough Mudders? Uh, you'll be the first one, Gordy, that's for sure. You'll definitely be the first one. So Kimmers, I'm all about wine and gambling. When I'm at a casino, I have no problem eating cheap. That's true. Um, the drinks flow because they're all right there. Um, it's definitely awesome having those free drinks. You should always drink in moderation. Don't gamble and drink. Do as I say, not as I do. I don't get drunk when I'm gambling unless, caveat, I am at a machine where I'm just going there to have fun. For me, it's one of the themed games, Game of Thrones, The Hobbit. If I'm playing one of those, I'm relaxing and having fun. I'm just going to enjoy it and just have a blast. And so a lot of that time, it's like, okay, and you don't usually see those filmed. I believe I did Game of Thrones video, and you can definitely see I'm a little on the tipsy side, but I generally don't film those games when I'm doing that because I'm trying to lead a good example for you guys, and you know, don't drink and gamble because it leads to bad decisions, and bad decisions are bad. Okay, would they let me into the buffet with my shirt off? No, they would not let you in the buffet with your shirt off. All buffets have the same rules. You must be dressed in attire, wearing shoes of some kind. Um, it's not the pool buffet over in Tampa anywhere. Do you get cheap rooms? So Roger Wilcott, do you get cheap rooms? Yes, I do get cheap rooms. I play primarily at MGM properties, and by focusing on those properties, I get some cheap rooms. I've already booked my room for next G2E, and that room is comped, and I have a really good offer with $250 of resort credit, which will feed me while I'm there, which is going to help out a lot. I went with Park MGM. This previous visit, I did MGM Grand. I enjoy MGM Grand, but Park MGM just definitely more my speed. Okay, sorry, a lot of Vegas. Thanks. I was asking more, are the odds better playing the 2 credit max? The odds are the same. The odds do not care whether or not you play 2 credit or 3 credit. It's just for the bonus. So that payout for that machine would stay the same. And there goes the light. There we go. You definitely tell we're live, right? Superstition. I always get a glass of wine before I put any money in the machine. Everyone's got superstitions, Kimmer, and you know, that's part of gambling, I believe. I believe that's part of life, is those little superstitions we have about something. They make no difference. They make zero difference. Am I still going to do them? Absolutely. Um, and you'll see me from time to time doing it. I'll tap the glass with my drink just because I'm like, come on, help me out here, machine. makes no difference, but makes me feel good. So if it makes you feel good, having that drink, having lucky rabbit's foot, whatever, you do it. Um, there's nothing wrong with superstitions as long as they're not unhealthy superstitions. Yeah, I almost got nailed by the light, Tammy. See, do I have another question I missed here? Naked Tough Mudder, wine and gambling. All right, just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. So again, if there's no other questions, I'm going to wrap it up. Appreciate all you guys coming. Appreciate so many of you guys coming to support me. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Um, you know, enter this contest. I really want to give away. What's your highest tier? Oh, so Roger's got a question. There we go. Grabbed it. What's your highest tier and where? Currently, my highest tier is at MGM. I am platinum. I will be gold next year. There's no way to renew platinum at the way I gamble with their change in program. Uh, it was heartbreaking to see their program change so much, and they made it very difficult to renew. And I wasn't going to push for it if it happened naturally. It happened, but I wasn't going to push for it. Even at gold, they did enough changes where I still don't pay resort fees, get free parking if I have a car. I'll still get my comp rooms and everything. I'm not so concerned with the tier status. I'm not really missing out on anything on the platinum level that I would be, sad about. The gold has a lot. If you are a gold member at MGM, or if you are a Hyatt Explorist, Google on how to match status with Hyatt, and you can literally keep gold forever. You have to have status to retain status, but it works. So if you're not renewing on your MGM status, go check out how to retain MGM status forever. And it's a match back and forth between Hyatt Explorist and MGM Gold. So I'll be okay. I'll work the system like I usually do, um, and I'll be all right on that level. Now, I was playing at Westgate last trip in July. I had not played in Westgate since it was LVH, Las Vegas Hilton, easily 10 years ago. And they still had the Star Trek themed bathroom. That's how long ago it was. I don't even remember when they took that out. But I played there for a very short amount of time. I played poker, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, a couple other games, and I got up 2 tier levels. So I was pretty nice. Diamond at Caesars is nice. Yep. Diamond at Caesars will match to MGM, but in Caesars won't match back. So that kind of sucks. That's a Caesars thing. They're just horrible promotion. But also, if you have Diamond at Caesars, it will match to other casinos, and I highly recommend as many casinos as you can to do it. Have a good one, Gordy. Thanks for coming by. Uh, Anytime you have status, make sure you're spreading that status around to other casinos, mainly because other casinos may have a different time range when that status expires. So for Caesars, I believe it's January 31st. MGM, I think it might be February, into February, but I have to check on that. I'm not 100% sure. But just check on those because sometimes you can keep matching and keep your status up forever. Always something good to Google and check that out. All right. We're going to go ahead and end it there since no more questions. Again, I appreciate every one of you guys for coming by. Really appreciate the support. Enter that contest. Going to giving away a t-shirt. Go back to the beginning of the video. On this video here, share it out. Remember, you got to be a subscriber first. Share it out. Giving away the shirt for top prize plus poker chip. Ooh, doing there's me doing the TikTok thing. And then second place and third place get a DraftKings mug and a poker chip. And then 4th through 10th get poker chip. All right, guys. Gamble smart, gamble safe. We'll see you soon. I'm really going to keep trying this live thing and get it right one of these days. I almost promise. Take care, everyone.